Great start for this stream. Anyway, welcome to part 2 of Mortal Shell 2. It's not, just adjust, it's not a continuation of part 1, it's just the second stream of this game. I'm in the northern part of the map and trying to clear the Corrupted Beacon. Corrupted Beacon are the big ones. Corrupted Beacon are the ones that have the big boss fights, like Magdalena boss fight. I don't know if this guy is... I don't think this guy is the final one for this Corrupted Beacon, so... No, he's definitely not. I think he's got the fire, right? He's doing the fire thingy. Now, what I'm trying to do with Proxima is I'm trying to play and see how she works, trying to create maybe some kind of a build for her, like I did with Teal. Teal is easier to create a specific build for because Proxima has more of a passive upgrades, so it works differently in that way. Now, what would work with this? Perforations per strike, leech. No. Your weapon deals guaranteed critical hit every 10 attacks. Let's go with that. Because it's a big ass weapon. Hoping for a big ass critical hit. Oh yeah, one more thing I should do. Since I just started playing with this weapon, Giant Martyr's Blade, I have to upgrade it. I'm just getting used to it. It's a typical oversized greatsword, nothing really special regarding its moveset. It's heavy, and such weapons always work better with harden ability because otherwise you would get fucked, since there's no attack cancel, and the long animations are gonna keep you vulnerable during the attacks. So we can't have that. That's why harden is the best option for... I mean, harden is the better option in this game. Simply is. If you know how to use it. Now, where is that bastard that upgrades everything? I still can't get my bearings in this hub. I don't know why. I don't know if anyone else has the problem that has played the game, but I simply cannot get my bearings around this thing. For ovum and I get plus 300 gloom, that's it? You cheap bastards.
Welcome back. Find another machine. She could do a lot more if we fixed her up.
This is what you should do in this game as soon as possible. If you wanna play with a certain... Oh, I still have this weapon. Okay. Veteran's Battle Axe. I haven't played with that, so I'll switch around a little bit with Great Martyr's Blade and Veteran's Battle Axe. Basically what you should do, what you should focus on in this game, as soon as you get something, upgrade it as much as possible. Invest everything. You're gonna get other materials for other weapons. Don't worry about it. So just go balls deep into enhancing the gear as much as possible. I haven't really played with Forgotten Crossbow yet. Might as well switch to that.
The tile cores are all...
Harbinger.
It's an unfortunate timing when I've switched to Proxima to play with her, because I just got used to that teal build that I posted on the channel, which really made everything a lot easier. So now I have to get to grips of playing regularly with something that I don't have experience with, but that's gonna be the part of the challenge. I like a challenge, so why the hell not? Can I teleport into a corrupted gate? Stoneblade gate. Oh yeah, I can. Sanguine shoreline. Yeah, I think that's the one. So it might take me some time to beat some of these bosses this time around. I'm alright with that. Ah, fuck, I'm getting more sick of this tracking bullshit, I gotta say. It's really affecting the game more and more in a negative way. They really fucked up incredibly with the tracking. And you'll see, the more you play, it's not as bad in the beginning, because you don't fight as many groups of enemies. You do, but not the dangerous ones. But later on, the tracking gets so fucking out of hand that you fight groups of enemies and everyone tracks you. Everyone. You try to dodge, they all track you and slide with the attacks. I just don't understand how they fucked up that part of the combat so much. It's really plays like cheap Souls. Like as soon as you go to the side, everything falls apart. Actually, not that everything falls apart, but everything plays the same as you were playing like this. It doesn't matter if you play combat like this, or if you play combat like this. Doesn't matter. It plays the same way. It's really, really fucking up the game for me. And bosses, because of it, bosses suffer the most. Boss encounters are truly not good, most of them that I played. Ah, shit. Okay. They're not particularly difficult, you're just fighting the tracking. That's it. That's the boss in this game. Consume 50 resolve to fire multiple tethered projectiles, spinning at high speed. Oh, that sounds lovely. As soon as I find another sidearm, that's gonna be nice. I do need to find her sidearm. I think hers is some kind of a repeater, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong though, because I couldn't recognize what that thing is. The Proxima is powerful, I have to say. She really is. Her mitigation in a game like this where enemies do way too much damage, that's also another issue. In a game that has the progression difficulty, meaning that you have to go from point to point without losing, and then they crank up the damage so much. Normal enemies can kill you in 2 shots in this game, which is very infuriating at times. Especially when you add the tracking and the groups of enemies. It gets infuriating at times. It's just such a shame because straight line combat is fantastic, except for the sliding part of the enemies, where they slide a lot trying to catch you. That's annoying as well. Quite cheap, looks quite unimmersive and bad for considering how great the animations are. Look at how great the freaking animations are. Do you have to play as a female in this game? No. This is just one of the shells. This shell is female. The shell that I played before, teal, is not female. I don't know how many male and female shells are there. Probably 4 to 4. Not sure. Now I can summon teal. Okay. Oh, here we go.
You'll face an ugly truth. A lost child who could not be saved.
Yeah, there's the proper boss.
The matron tracked the disciples, but the child killed them, ate them.
Okay, so that's some lore finally.
Then a great with what to feed. He is no with to feed.
Okay. That's one of the things I noticed as well in the game, is that there's very little lore going on. Ah shit, I have to go in. Another situation where I should have got back to the beacon and maybe farm a little bit more, because now I'm gonna lose 6,000 souls. I don't know this boss, I don't know what it does, so I'm gonna lose, of course. Oh god damn. That's a cool aesthetic. Looks awesome. Look at all those little details that the game has such attention to detail that it's brilliant when it comes to the art style. It's one of the best art styles that I've seen. Okay, that was my mistake. Dirty child. Come on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know I'm gonna lose, it's fine. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't expect to win first try. That's just... I don't even want to win. I want to test things a little bit to see how it all works. Ah shit, he's spamming that move now. Okay, oh, there we go. Okay, not bad. But as I said, you can see who the boss is. Tracking is the boss, nothing else. Alright. Didn't notice any status effects that the boss does, so that's good. That means I don't have to specifically play for the status effect. I can switch to poison mitigation slowly refills health. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. Equip as passive. Oh wait, what's this? There's the progression path, I forgot. Oh, come on. Oh, there is poison, my bad. So there isn't. Ah, shit. Shitty bastard. No. What I was saying before is that I haven't noticed many lore things in the game. I still don't know what the enemies are on the map. Some knights, there are some knights, I don't know where are those knights from. Then you have some of the sisters and things like that. I don't know anything about them. It's kind of thing that, I don't know, maybe I missed it. Could be. Come on. Ugh. Oh, come on. Oh, almost. fuck's sake. Yeah, sure. Full health bar almost. Hey, Orexinga. Beautiful, eh? Like this lost child. Oh, piss off with these tracking grabbing attacks. Are you fucking kidding me? My god, this game is so annoying at times. I'm alright with that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh. Cliffy, the immortal instant kill enemy. What the flying fuck was that? This stupid 90% health attacks. I mean, fuck this game, honestly, sometimes. It's so goddamn cheap. Beating the shit out of this thing, and then 30% health remaining, he starts to fucking one-shot everything. I mean, people, this game is not the best Souls-like. Whoever tells you this is the best Souls-like knows nothing about games, alright? Unsubscribe from their channels, fucking block them, whatever. Alright? Boss fights are nowhere near on the acceptable. No, they are acceptable, but they are not on a high level. None of them are, except that first guy, that very first boss that you fight in the game is the best one. That big berserker brute. Fucking hell, man, it's such a cheap game at times that it's annoying as hell. The saddest thing of all is that this type of damage that this cunt is doing can be done by many normal enemies as well. Alright, so don't believe the bullshit that people are selling, alright? Don't believe it. The game is great, no matter what. I would put my hand in fire for that. But the best Souls-like, yeah, no. Whoever says that knows nothing. Nothing. Fucking sick of people lying to everybody and not being honest about the games, or not even realizing what the games are, what the hell they're playing. If I hear another fucking comment defending the tracking in this game, I'm gonna ban them from the channel, I swear. Swear. It's fucking annoying as shit dealing with people that don't know anything and wanna pretend like they know something. Hey, Razvan. What this game does best is the art style, without a doubt. Aesthetics and it's absolutely insane. The best that I played. Honestly, it puts every other Souls, like except from the original Lords of the Fallen back in the day, to shame. It's absolutely insane how good the art style is of this game, and the amount of details is insane. I'm loving it. Every location that I enter is every location that I enter is something like stop and look and just admire the level of detail and everything that they've done. It's truly insane how good it is. The world is phenomenal. It's the best part of the game so far. Best part of the game. They can't patch the tracking, it's a combat base. You've seen Lords of the Fallen remake, they just couldn't fix combat no matter what. It was better over time, but it wasn't fixed. If the combat base is wrong, they cannot fix it over time. I don't see how. I don't know the developing part of it. I just don't know how that works. But to fix tracking, you would have to then redo the turn rates, redo the recovery animations, and look at this shit. The damage of... You would have to completely redesign side-to-side combat, and that's not gonna happen. I mean, the game is great as is, they have no incentive to do it. And there's always gonna be morons defending it, right? I bought the game, so it's the best game ever. No! You're just hyped. You're emotional about it. That's it. Oh, maybe it has something with the engine. I always have the idea that devs get a huge kick out of seeing us struggle with cheap tricks. I don't think that's the case. I think the case is that they don't have a solution, and because look, if you're moving side to side, the difference is then look how beautiful the animation is when we go with our main character. And when you're fighting enemies that can't do that, they just glued like they're constantly. Look at this example. For example, if I'm going, they're glued like this to us, and their animations need to follow us all the time. So their turn rate, everyone has the same turn rate. Not everyone, sorry, that's not true. Some enemies have a lower turn rate, like this fat child, which is fine. That's how it should be, right? But most enemies do have incredible amount of turn rate speed. And that's when you're moving side to side, there's movement animation included and the turn rate animation. And then after they miss an attack, if they could in this game, which they barely can, then you have the recovery animation that also needs to play a factor in. So you have a couple of factors that will need to be redone completely for this to be acceptable. Instead, wherever you move in this game, it doesn't matter. It plays like a straight line combat, like you're playing like this. Front to back, front to back. Doesn't matter at what angle you're playing the game, at what angle you're trying to attack, it always plays like this. And it's especially annoying against many enemies at once, especially those little messiah childs that fly around. Jesus Christ. Or those granite spiders, whatever they are. When they start jumping from 20 meters with a tracking homing missile attack that does a shit ton of damage, by the way. Also, people tell you it's the best game ever on YouTube will probably forget the name of the game when they move to the next one to milk views. That's how it's been forever. Yeah, I gotta survive on the dopamine farm. That's something I'm completely against and I will always be against. And one day, if I'm gonna go from YouTube, move away, please find someone that's gonna be honest about games. Find someone, forget anyone that's hyping the game, forget anyone that's hating a game, just go to someone that's realistic. Yeah, the game forces parrying rather than dodging, without a doubt. Oh, the dodging is also, you gotta know how to dodge, because there are these attacks. Look at this. The attacks that have the red thing on it. The attacks that have the red thing on it cannot be parried or blocked. But I'm playing with Harden because Harden works better with heavier weapons. So see, this was the only attack that he's done that wasn't tracking, the one that he just dropped. Because I moved in time, I recognized the attack and I moved in time. So that was the attack commitment. That's awesome. I wish it had more like that. And I'm not going to even comment on the damage. I mean, you can see the damage output. And this is a tanky shell, by the way, that I'm playing right now. So yeah, damage is fucked altogether in this game. Look at this, anything that touches you. Alright, that was my mistake, that's fine. All good. I'm just almost no hit kill and and the guy just fucking grabs me. 90% damage, 2 more slaps, bye-bye shell, bye-bye husk. Harbinger that is, we are fucked. That's just cheap. That's what you do when you don't know what to do with the boss. That's what you do, because you don't know how to create creative difficulty, how to make bosses interesting in a challenging way, but not that they fucking breathe at you and kill you. I mean, there are so many examples, so many Souls-likes where things have not been done badly, and the others where the things have been done in a great way. So, I mean, there's so many examples. Okay, my bad there. It forces dodge, but dodge is sometimes useless because of the amount of tracking, unless it's a perfect dodge like this. Unless it's that, it's pointless. Usually. Again a mistake. There we go. You get stuck in an animation and you're fucked. The red attack happens and that's it. And you can't really, there's no, which is good thing that there's no predefined attack patterns, so that he just does the same attacks over and over again, one after the other. That's good. I love that that's not the case. But you get stuck in a grabby attack and they just destroy you instantly. Ne! Jebem ti mater! There we go. Now I'm gonna lose. Are you fucking kidding me? Ne! Jebem ti krv is... Oh, I defeated him. What? Well, that's not fair. That doesn't mean anything that I'm done with him, so... It's not a point of difficulty. It's a point why and how the things play out. That's the only thing that matters. I don't give a shit if it's easy, if it's hard. It doesn't matter. It's about how things play out. Easy or hard is subjective. A skilled player will make easy work out of anything. Highly skilled player, that is. Give them any game and they will make short work out of anything. But those are rare. So I supposedly I defeated him. Or did I? I don't know. Hey, Kiras. How's the game going? Good, good. Trying to figure out how to build this character properly. Need to acquire more things. But it's annoying at times, really. Some of the things are quite low quality. Overall, great game so far. Really great game. Mostly enjoying it. But the deficiencies in combat are... and the difficulty design sometimes are obvious. And the more you play, the more other things are not as impactful anymore. But look, the art style, the locations are always going to be impactful in this game, thankfully, because it's absolutely insane how good it is. Absolutely fucking insane. Great game, no matter what, but not the best Souls-like. If anyone says this is the best Souls-like, don't listen to them. It's not. It's a great game, but not the best Souls-like. Forgot to cleanse that first thing. Though I was right about Mortal Shell when it came out, the first one. I said that Mortal Shell 2, if they ever do a proper game, that it would be a phenomenal game, and I was right. They really did create. I don't know how they fucked up in some of the other stuff that usually you see in indie Souls-likes that tempt the Souls-like more than anything else. But other than that, really, I don't have anything negative to say about the game except the tracking and the insane damage output of the enemies. I don't know a single other thing that I would say, which is awesome. That's awesome. But those are also big things in a game like this, in Souls-likes, in heavier combat style games. Because look at the animations. Animations are incredible. It's truly awesome. And there's a good feel to it, because when you hit the enemy, it's not plastic feeling like you're playing, I don't know, an Otria or something. It's quite a nice feeling. There's a poise system is quite nice in this game. It's not visible or anything, but it works really nicely because it depends on the weapon that you're using. It depends on the attack that you're using, and the higher poise enemies will not get staggered easily, but they will still get staggered frequently. I don't know what's the best, so probably Bloodborne still. Elden Ring definitely not. Lies of P I haven't played, so I can't comment on that. Dark Souls 3 maybe. Those would I say are the best currently. With Mortal Shell close by. Maybe even shoulder to shoulder. But not better than them. Definitely not. Because a single boss fight in Elden Ring, even in Elden Ring, except the fact that they ignored the rule set for the bosses. But let's say Dark Souls 3 bosses. Most of them. Any boss you can pinpoint probably is better than a boss in Mortal Shell 2. Not aesthetically, mechanically. How they play out. Dark Souls 1 probably did the... Dark Souls 1 probably had the most encompassing, wholesome experience in a way that it really did fantastic story, lore and all that, and it wasn't as obscure as the later parts. It was improvement over Demon Souls combat, and it really it stayed true to the rule set. Even bosses stayed true to the rule set, and that was what made it so good to play. Yeah, there were failure animations, backstab and things like that, but who cares? It was a long time ago, right? The problem is they never improved on those. That's the big issue, not the fact that it was bad then. Yeah, Stealth Shell is... I'm playing Proxima Shell. She's also fantastic. So far, 2 shells are amazing. I also have the perception that when you get to the boss's last quarter of health, you do less damage to the boss. Is that your experience as well? I haven't noticed that. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but I haven't noticed that. Although I know that some games use that. Oh, these are one of the more annoying examples of enemies. Look at... They have so much fucking tracking, it's not even funny. See, when you play the game like this, it's great, it's fantastic. You never see the problems. But sometimes you gotta move to the side. I wouldn't be surprised if they make Sekiro 2 with Dark Souls 1 backstab animation. God damn, that would be disappointing, wouldn't it? That's also one thing. I mean, have you noticed that now that we are talking openly about Souls-likes, which is one of my favorite genres, how can they fuck up things? How can they do so many things great and then fuck up like fucking noobs in other things? Mortal Shell tracking, for example, clear. Difficulty also sometimes with the damage output. Dark Souls make it, say, let's say 3, Elden Ring and so on. Mostly those 2. They still have those shitty crappy backstab animations and riposte animations. They are so goddamn bad that it's... I don't want to use them even when I play the game because it doesn't make sense with all the other things that are being done. How can you not see that when you're developing the game? In my opinion, now I could be completely wrong about this. I think they just say, fuck it, let's put the game out, forget about those little things. because they put so much attention to detail in other things. In Mortal Shell 2, there's so much attention to the art style, to the locations. It's incredible. How can that mind that creates that attention to detail leave side-to-side combat to play like that? Wouldn't your OCD kick in or something and say, fuck, I gotta fix this shit. There's something wrong with it. It's not about tracking. You need to have tracking. It's about how tracking plays in correlation with the movement. And if it's a heavier combat, every game has tracking. There's no doubt about it. But if the tracking happens during the start frame, during the mid frame, and during the end frame, is a big difference. If you have tracking during for example, at Neo, mostly when it comes to the normal attack animations and not the instant attack animations, Neo has tracking from start to mid frame. Something like that. End frame, not as much. And then it can, but it's a faster combat. It uses faster animations than something like Mortal Shell or Dark Souls. That's why you need more tracking, because otherwise they would just miss all the time. But Neo leaves a little bit room so that you can just move out of the way if you time it correctly. So that's for example, something like that crap Ronin has lots of instant attack animations, which is just a cheap design overall. And lots of instant distance covering attacks in just 2 frames or 3 frames, which is utter shit. Yeah, so tracking in this game is so aggressive you cannot dodge attack. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's a dice roll if you're gonna dodge. You will time it, but if it's a dice roll depending on the attack and the enemy that you're fighting. They will just continuously track your movement. I'm gonna talk about throwing this. I'll show you in a little bit. You can dodge, don't get me wrong, you can dodge. I never said that you can't dodge, but the problem is that it's so unreliable. For fuck's sake, leave me be. Jesus Christ. You're basically risking every time that you dodge that you're gonna get hit. And not risking in a way that you would say, oh, you just dodged at a bad time. No, it's because you don't know when it's a good time to dodge in this game. Unless it's a perfect dodge, that's the problem. And this is not Sekiro, that you have to do everything perfect. Far from it. Yeah, Rise of the Ronin, yeah. One of the worst examples of Team Ninja's game. I mean, even the combat wasn't particularly great in that game. They fucked up everything in that game. At least, not everything. Some of the things, like the story, was improved over Neo, without a doubt. But combat, outside of the mechanics, which were good, as they usually are, Team Ninja is fantastic in combat. I haven't played Monster Hunter in a long time, so I don't know. But it has heavier combat style, I know that. So in a heavier combat style, is there a way to upgrade dodge? There is an upgrade for Teal Shell that it gives you more invulnerability frames, I think. Something like that. Thing is, depends on how the combat is in the game. What is the basis of combat? If the basis of combat is heavy, meaning that long frame animations where you need to pay attention to the distance, to spacing, to little things, then you have to pay attention to movement from side to side to keep the same immersion and to keep the same level of attack commitment, because there is attack commitment in this game in the straight line, but in the side to side combat there's no attack commitment because they don't lose anything. It just keeps playing like the straight line, so it's the same amount of attack commitment. But the thing is, if you change angles, combat cannot play the same way as you're just standing in front of the enemy. I just think they discarded I need to play Mortal Shell 1 and compare the two. Because I don't remember how they did it in Mortal Shell 1. I really need to play that again. And I'll do the video on it without a doubt. It's just a shame because combat is incredible when it comes to mechanics, when it comes to animations, when it comes to hit impact. Poise system is fantastic. There's so many blood and gore. It's fucking incredible. And then they fuck it up like a cheap Souls-like. Plays like Indie Souls, like in side to side. That's what pisses me off. It doesn't fit the rest of the combat. There is no tracking, but also no iframes when dodging in Monster Hunter, yet combat works flawlessly. Yeah. Alright, that's impressive. That's impressive. Now, this is the part that you said. So that plays like the heaviest combat. There's not no helpers for enemies or yourself. No iframes, no tracking for them, and so on. Fine. That's fair. That's fair. And the problem is that the player also, when player attacks in this game, if you kill an enemy in the middle of the attack and the target lock switches to another enemy, that you're just going to continue that attack mid-frame to target the other enemy, which is bollocks. It just, as I said, it plays like a homing missile, this whole game. And it's a shame because... It's such a shame because it's so fucking good, the game. It's so good. That pisses me off. That no one was there to say, you know what, this doesn't goddamn... How can you not see that? How? Oh shit. This is gonna be tough. See, you can dodge, but they still, they're still tracking you all the time. That's why dodge is not reliable. You only need to dodge at the last frame or something. Even if you want to create a distance, there's so much distance covering in this game in terms of... Oh shit, that was a bad pardon. There's so much sliding when it comes to attack animations, especially with human enemies. That then you have tracking and sliding at the same time, which really looks bad at times. And I still love the game. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Even despite... That's how good the game is, really. Maybe that's the whole point. That the game is so goddamn good despite all the problems. Maybe we should look at it like that. That they've done such a great job that even such cheap and bad designs don't really drag the experience that much down, so that you would think that it's not a great game. Maybe that's how we should look at it, and that's fair to look at it like that. It's not about the classmate. It plays the same with Teal, who is the faster shell. This is a heavier shell and it plays the same, doesn't matter. I don't remember Outward. Outward was that thing where you travel long distances, right? If I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the combat in that. Right, so we've cleared this. And then there's one more, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay. The final one. Yeah, definitely pros outweigh the cons. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Don't get me wrong. I'm just mad at that one thing that really drags the combat down. Nothing else. The game is fantastic, people. I cannot recommend it enough. These games need support. These games are the ones that we need to support. These games should be at the top of the pile. These games should be better than fucking FIFA in sales than NBA 2K or all the other shitty sports games that they've been copy-pasting. Or Call of Duties and I don't know what. This is the game that needs to be supported. This is the game that needs to be on top. Enemy sneezes at you and snot tracks you as it flies towards you and hits you as you dodge.
The lost child shall feed no more. You slay. I knew.
Okay. Now I have to go to another side of the map to continue there. I mean, the thing is, I want to create a build for this, for her. But I don't know what to do with her. She's just passive. She's got passive things that work for her. It's not about you can deal with tracking same like you can deal with text in the straight line. That's the thing. Same thing. You do the same thing. But the way it looks, it plays. That's the difference. You have the tools. That's not an issue at all. Never said that that's the issue. It's just that the way it plays in an heavily unrealistic way. Let's call it like that. Unimmersive way. And it negates the movement. Every time I want to read something. Now the last fight didn't have that much of an issue with that because it was a heavy enemy, heavy boss. So you could still move and do something with it. There was one attack where it just dropped down and I just moved out of the way. Fantastic, I want more of that. Well, if that was their vision, then their vision sucked because it doesn't comply with the rest of combat. I mean, you see how it plays. I don't need to explain anymore, really. I don't need to waste another word on tracking in this game. You see in every combat encounter how it plays. Sometimes it's more egregious, sometimes it's less egregious. Simple as that. What am I doing? Yeah. Alright, let's visit. Where is the big titty girl? I can never get my bearings here in this hub. I don't know why. I don't know if anyone else has the same issue. Maybe my sense of direction is not the best. Obviously. This is one of the Unreal Engine 5 games that looks incredible and that plays really well. I'm playing, look, if you don't believe me, I'm playing on these settings. These are the settings. And it plays fantastic. I don't like bloom and motion blur and vignette, chromatic aberration. I don't like things like that. So I play without. But let's see how the game would look if I play like that. Just for film grain. I hate film grain. Let's play like this a bit. Maybe it's made with that in mind. I have to admit I don't know much about graphics. And I'll never say that I know. So I just always test things out to see how it looks, how it performs, and that's about it. But I know very little. I know what motion blur is, I know what grain is, I know about the chromatic, well, I don't know about chromatic aberration of it, but at least they explain some things here, so that's fine. I don't know what shell revive efficiency is. Ah, I think I know. I think I know. Shell revive efficiency is how many times you need to hit an enemy in order for the shell to be able to revive. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, let's move on. We have entire eastern side of the map to explore. Thing is, I don't even know how to get there, but we'll try. What? I didn't clear Blackridge Pass. Yeah, aesthetically this game is. And it performs well. The only few times that I've... a few times it can stutter, and stutter heavily. I mean for like 0.2 of the second, something like that. So in that regard it can happen, but not that frequently that it would disrupt the experience, which I'm really glad to say. The game performs fantastic. On my PC with 5070 Ti older CPU, which is 5090X AMD, and 32 gigabytes of RAM, it's fantastic, really. No, this is not an open world, no. Oh, okay. Bots, my biggest enemy in the game. I don't like oversized weapons in games, but in Mortal Shell, for some reason, I really like to play them. They function a little bit different. Uh-oh, another bot thingy. How did he get... Now that was awesome. Was he scared of the blade, so he dropped down on his ass? Because that would be awesome if it is. Look how beautiful the animations are in this game. Just everything they do. So these guys, you can play with movement against these guys. Oh fuck, I need to take this seriously. Some enemies can be played with like that. I think they've reduced a little bit tracking in the final game, but depends on the type of the attack and the enemy that you're fighting. For example, this was perfectly acceptable. If the whole game was like that, like just this example that I just showed you, that would be awesome. Oh, that's a new enemy type. That's it. That's the reward. 600 coins. If you don't know what the purpose of the game is, maybe I should do a video on basic mechanics and what the game wants from you. That is to cleanse these beacons and to cleanse the corrupted beacons, which is where the bosses are. The big one, like the lost child. That's what the game wants. You're collecting Undermother's ovaries. I still don't... Oh, wait. Glimpse, nice. Oh, we gotta cleanse the goddamn thing and then we can pick it up. Alright. Your goal is to turn into an octopus. Maybe. Alright, let's see the map and let's see how can we go to that particular area. I don't know how we get there. I mean, I know we can get there from this part, but maybe there's a better way to get to it. From somewhere here, I'd say. How many bosses have I killed? Big bosses too. Magdalena and the Lost Child. Outside of them, I've killed... about 5, something like that. Those are minor bosses, maybe 6. Oh, I love the knockback with the weapon. Those are little details that make every weapon feel a little bit different. They don't have special properties. Except that some of them can be used with specific tar stones and so on. That's the special thing about weapons. But the other special thing are the hidden stats. The knockback, for example, we can't do the knockback with... You can, but not as efficiently with lighter weapons. Then the amount of stagger they do, of course. That's also an important part. No, it's a wrong path. As I said, I'm really bad at directions. I don't know why my brain can't comprehend simple movements, simple map movements. Not the game's fault. This is entirely my fault. Ah, yeah, okay. I gotta go there. All good. I know now. See, against slower enemies, you can use movement, which is awesome. That's how it should be. Well, those are Eastern developers, mate. They will always put some octopuses in it. They love that shit. So this is a dead end. Okay. They're really not making this location easy to find. The Eastern developers love putting weird things in, which is sometimes really good because their creative designs are incredible and they know how to make it interesting in that regard. You can never expect what kind of a creature you'll fight. Let's see. Oh, what am I doing? There's a direct fucking... my bad. I forget that there's a shortcut to look at the map. My bad there. Whoa, instant kill. Nice. Just to show you what my goal is here, this is what we're going to do in this stream. My goal is to get to this area. First I gotta get to the bird sign because that's where the what's its name, the map is. Maybe I can just go through here. Give me 1 second. Let me check there's an interactive map where I can check if that would be... Oh yeah, I can do that. I can just go to that location. Yeah, would be a much faster path, and then go through there, and then we are at... Okay, we're gonna do that. Do I still need to explore that whole area? How well this blade feels. People, I hate oversized weapons, and yet this blade feels incredible to use. It's not oversized in a cartoonish way like Dark Souls 2, 3. I always hated those cartoonish weapons in Dark Souls games. Yep. True. That's a pot. I said that I need to move to another direction. Never mind. Okay. Environment creative Neo, no, without a doubt. When it comes, Neo has crappy environments from what I can remember. Not crappy, but basic, generic kind of. And it has that overlook, convoluted labyrinth style progression through those simple locations, which really pissed me off, to be honest. Neo's enemy variety is incredible. Yeah, they have the best, one of the best enemy designs without a doubt. In terms of what the enemies can do, aesthetically they look great. I still like Lords of the Fallen, the original, probably when it comes to enemy designs and the environment. And well, when it comes to the environment, I would say Mortal Shell 2. I love how it looks. It's incredible. Any game in general. Oh, God of War, Ragnarok, and the first remake. Some phenomenal looking locations. Like that Asgard's walls. How realistic they've done that. Not realistic in terms of realistic in a real world sense, but realistic in how they managed to have, let's say, realistic characters in a way for a video game. And then they put also that realistic design. Just simple realistic wall that you could climb on, and then you look back down and see just the way some of those locations are designed. Then the whole lake where the Jormungandr is. That's absolutely insane. I think that God of War remakes have some of my favorite locations. Oh, Dragon Eerie, Dark Souls 2, without a doubt. Without a doubt, that one is impressive as hell. Now, where do we want to go to? What's the path that I can take? Let's go to Mushroom Village and see from there. So I can go here across the bridge. Oh yeah, I think I just gotta cleanse corruption or two, and that I will be able to progress if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the plan. Yeah, I think that could work. Oh, Witcher 3. Yeah, Witcher 3 has incredible locations, yeah. Without a doubt, I agree.
It'll be better. Soon.
This is creative as hell. This Hilga is... Oh, you give to her the poison dagger.
For me? Where you forget I have. No, be gone.
Witcher 3, yeah, Witcher 3 because of the handcrafted content. It's simply on another level, and the way hunts worked, where you really had to gather the information about.
You earned it.
I don't know what this does,
Be gone.
to be
I have
honest.
much to do.
I got no clue.
Unless.
Handcrafted content, fantastic looking world, great story, great characters. I still have to do video on Witcher 3 combat, which I won't have time. I think that people underestimate Witcher 3's combat a bit, if I recall correctly, but maybe I just haven't played in a long time, but I think that people do not appreciate it enough. We'll see. I gotta see. I gotta remember. Maybe I'm wrong completely. Maybe it sucks. I don't know. But the way the hunts worked, when you were trying to figure out the things for the creatures that you were trying to hunt, and then you have also another thing, which is gathering information, and then you have to battle the beasts, and every beast fights differently. Then you have to use the alchemy in order to help yourself, because without alchemy, Geralt is not particularly capable, right? So that's cool as heck. It's not a complex or difficult game to play or enjoy, it's just that all parts of it were so logical and good, there's nothing like it. I would agree with that assessment, yeah. Especially if you like story-driven things. It's not a linear story-driven game, but it's still a story-driven game and in a good way. I don't remember if there's any proper decision-making in the game, though. That's the only... I can't remember if there was any of that. I haven't played Witcher in a long... I think I haven't played it since the... What the fuck? Ah, okay. I think I haven't played it since it released. Yeah, okay, this is the path, definitely. Nice. I could be a little bit OP for this section, because I think I should not have gone where I've gone, but I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. What the intended path is. Oh, it's that area. Okay. No, I haven't played the DLCs yet. Maybe you're right about the alchemy. It was a long time. I just remember that at the beginning when I started playing with alchemy and the way he used his elixirs and how effective it was really good lore-wise, and the way combat became easier because of it. But not OP or anything like that. Just stronger enough to be felt. Yeah, I love the alchemy in the game as well, especially because it's so lore heavy and lore important. Yeah, mini collecting game, nothing like Crimson Desert, thankfully. You gotta collect bugs and bollocks like that. Jesus Christ, that game and the content quality of that game. To make a yeah, Witcher 3 is the type of a game that would make fun of collecting bugs on the map. Yeah. Okay. Only a terrible infestation. Alright. Maybe we can find a different... No, wait. That's another elevator. Maybe that's path back. Now we gotta go to the infestation, of course. Where else? Yeah, that is the general consensus. I've heard that many times that Witcher's DLCs are better than the main game. Just a shame I haven't played it. So I can't participate in that discussion. I hate the DLCs. I hate the expansions and the DLCs. I just can't get back into games like that. I gotta replay the whole game, and then when I know that the game is so big, I know that I'm gonna need weeks to get to a proper part where it would make sense for me to... Okay, where's the trap? I don't like getting back into games, especially immersion heavy games like Witcher. Did the chest be... Did he say beneath or behind? Beneath. Yeah, if I ever get a chance to sink 200 hours into something, I will. Won't happen anytime soon, unfortunately. This whole year is gonna be infested with games. And I love it. I can't wait for Onimusha. Honestly, Blood of the Dawnwalker doesn't really interest me that much. It seems like quite a generic game, but Onimusha... Wait, what was the point of this? Was that it? That can't be it. That's it? That was the dungeon? Usually dungeons have something more to it. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, exactly. We gotta start over. Just gotta get immersed into the characters, into the world again. True. Writing is either going to make or break the game. And by the way, I was wrong about the wolf thing. I admit it. I thought that the wolf thing was mainly about the Dracula who can turn into it and the werewolves. So I was wrong. And in Romania's lore, you could... Vampires could turn into wolves. So I was wrong about that. Still doesn't make much sense to me, but alright. It's just my subjective bias that werewolves... But werewolves are a different lore altogether. That's what I've missed completely. Alright, that's it, I guess. That's the dungeon. It's fine if people know more than me, they do, and that needs to be accepted and acknowledged. Because I don't want to spread false information. Thankfully, there's a comment section with a lot of people that are willing to correct, and that's awesome. That's what we need. I mean, 10 years ago, I didn't know what the combat frame is, to be honest. So at this, and mainly because of the comments, I've learned a lot about games. Oh, I love that. I love that feint that some of these enemies do. It's so good. But tracking does seem to be, now that I'm trying to test things a little bit, does seem to be reduced a little bit from the main game, from the demo. You can avoid some things, depending on the fight, depending on the enemy.
Let me.
Oh, nice. Now we got a full map. Awesome. Let's see. Do I want to go there or do I want to go... I gotta go in that direction. Let's start clearing things one by one. I can't believe RPG is gonna sue Sony and bring back discs. Fuck Sony, mate. I was defending Sony for a long time, not because of their business things that they do, which are all fucked for a long time, but because they always strived to have some kind of proper games made without much politics, ideology, and all the bullshit that there is today, but they've changed a lot. They have become the public enemy. And remember them fuckers making fun of Xbox? When Xbox were the bad guys? Back discs. Don't know what that is. Aha, back discs. Aha, the discs in your back, yeah. Yeah, fuck Sony, mate. This is awesome. Look at this tavern. Nice. Well, thing is that EA and Activision were worse than Sony for a long time now, but the Sony has much more influence on the whole console thing in terms of mechanical stuff and how it's going to work, what's going to be acceptable, what's not. The licensing of games, the things like that. So they have far more, far deeper reach than EA and Activision because of it. Oh, trust me, if EA and Activision had their own console, they would be doing that a long time ago. Look, it doesn't even matter who's worse, to what degree. They all suck.
You see that big patch Kragu? You can use him to hold. He don't bite.
Oh, that's a new shell, by the way, if I'm not mistaken.
You want
Oh, that's interesting. Hand of Rock. Yeah, they all, when they start to smell money, they change. It's infuriating. Whenever they become successful, rarely a studio keeps that quality. Rockstar did for a long time. Now they won't anymore because I can't wait for well, it's not that I can't wait. I don't care really. But when GTA 6 comes out, it's gonna be I can't wait to hear what people are gonna say about its writing. A confusion causes the victim to attack nearby allies for its duration. If none are present, the victim instead suffers severe break damage. Fucking hell, okay. Let's try it. That's an interesting concept, to have that type of a weapon. Well, GTA 6 is gonna be good, there's no doubt about it. But when it comes to writing and things like that, it's gonna fail. I have no doubt about that.
You go away. Leave. Fine. I have this. I see heart. You and do you have it? The heart of a god. Then piss off.
Heart of Vatra. Maybe there's kind of a boss nearby. It's the CEO scam. I wouldn't say that CEOs are the worst. I think that the investors are the worst. Because they dictate what CEOs should say, do, and how they should lead the company. It's all about the investors these days. Banks and such. I'd say that CEOs are like presidents. Their only purpose is to be a scapegoat for whatever bullshit they come up with, so that people can actively hate them, so that they have a figure to hate or figure to worship, depending on the situation. And I think that's their purpose for the most part. Who's Amoranth? I don't know who that is. The biggest troll on the channel, heretic. But a good one. Well, the gameplay might be the best in GTA 6 that we've ever experienced, but the writing is an important part of GTA experience. I was just commenting that with my mate yesterday. One of the things that I absolutely adored in every GTA so far is when you had those quest pop-ups on the map. And I was interested in what kind of a crazy-ass character we're going to have now. The writing behind most characters was so good in GTAs that the story of every quest line was so interesting in a way. But now you have the political ideology writers, and I don't trust them. Maybe they will write something interesting, who knows, maybe. You gotta give them a chance, right? You gotta give them a chance, that's the only fair way. But you really think that they are gonna create interesting characters like Trevor, Michael, and the Franklin? I don't think so. Well, Franklin, I'm sure they'll create a lot of Franklins. But shit, sorry, my stomach is so bad that... Hey guys. A very busty redhead. Oh, I like redheads. Investors just want money. How to acquire money is up to CEOs, and CEOs don't know shit about gaming, hence the problems with monetization especially. Yeah, absolutely right. You said nothing wrong there. Hey Gus, welcome mate. The main director of all the GTA games haven't worked on this one. That already tells you a lot, yeah. Oh, I would disagree. It's a gaming genre for kids in what way? Because it's quite brutal for kids. Especially when you add people like Trevor. I mean, the level of detail that GTA games have is astonishing. The world that they create is incredible. It really is. There's nothing like it. That's why it takes a long time. Even when it comes to Red Dead Redemption. Rockstar is, when it comes to the quality of the games that they have created so far, I don't think that you could put anyone even close to Rockstar. But there is consequence of violence in the game. Police chase you. Then you have to deal with the police. Then you get fined. Then all of that. So there is consequence. The freedom of what you can do there is important. That you can just go and start punching people around. That's awesome. There's consequences to that because they will fight back. And there's gonna be cars that are going to try to run you over. You know, there's consequences. It's not that the game is without consequence, far from it. But it just gives you that freedom that very few games give. In that sense of word. I'll be right back, 2 minutes. Two minutes in jail and fine is not a consequence, really. You kill someone, your character should be executed, deleted. Not really. That's way too much, because what would be the point then? You need to have a continuous progression of fines and which accumulate also. I think that if you do more things, then, well, I don't know if there is a progressive fine in game. I can't remember if, meaning if you do one crime and then you go to jail, then you get out. No, it doesn't. It just resets, right? If I'm not mistaken. Violence in games and violence against innocence is not the same. Violence against innocence, mate, it's a video game. There's no innocence in a video game. In a video game, everyone is on the menu. And I'm all for it. I love that shit. You don't go to jail, cops kill you on sight because it's a stupid video game that knows how to make fun of itself. Name any other game where you get to kill civilians without consequence. Fallout. In Fallout 1 and 2 you could burn kids with flamethrowers, no consequence. As long as no one sees you, in a way. Or then the others would attack you, the other villagers, and you would kill a lot of innocents. The one thing I did on Fallout 2, I remember, when I've completed everything and before going to the enclave, I got back and went through every single town and killed everyone. just for the fun. It wasn't. But there is consequence also in GTA. Cops get you, they shoot you in most cases. They do something, you know. You say it like that they don't do anything in GTA, which is not true. Not if you kill someone. If you kill someone, cops will usually kill you, if I'm not mistaken. Depending what you do, which is also important. You can't have the same consequence for every crime. I remember cops shooting at me all the time in the game, for every little thing in GTA. In the end, it's a video game, you know, and the world that it creates, well, like a creationist says, it's a bit of a parody of the real world. Oh yeah, you never get killed in that regard. Yeah, that's true. You are correct. You are correct. But you can say that for any game. If I go and kill a village in Fallout, then I get killed, and then I just load the game, right? And I can get back to that until I successfully do it. So that's their way, which is a better way, in my opinion, for a video game to offset the unnecessary aggression. It's a way that I prefer, that there's a punishment that's gonna stay with you, because quick save, quick load is not really... There's no punishment, you just gotta do it again. Oh shit, these sheep are special. Okay, maybe I should have killed them when I saw them. RPG 1v1 make Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima in a long time. You win. I concede. But yeah, you go back to past and then you just reload, but you reloaded the game. And then the state goes back. In something like GTA, you have a permanent fine. You have a fine that you had to pay in order to continue the game. That's much more relevant than having to replay things. Having to replay things is just gets annoying after a time. When you're doing the same thing over and over again, right? Just because the game doesn't have a concept of jail, fines and whatever, which Fallout didn't have. But I don't know, it's a video game, so killing innocents in a video game, why would that matter? It's a video game. The level of, you can kill innocents in Dark Souls. You can kill innocents in here. I can go to the tavern and probably kill everyone there. Why not? But yeah, you're right that their consequences are different depending on the game. And that's also fine. Some games do it better, some games do it worse. A game like Rogue Trader, yeah, in Rogue Trader you can kill planets. Good example there. Divinity Original Sin does it the best. How do they do it? I forgot. Well, technically every video game is a fantasy setting in a sense. But I understand what you mean there. That it's not the same setting, that it's more realistic in a way that you can relate to it. Are you trying to say that because you can kill innocents Is that what's bothering you? Because you can kill the innocents in GTA because it's more of a realistic world, even though it's a parody of a real world, really. That someone will do it and they will relate to it. Because if that's the discussion, we are going to go in another direction entirely. Because then we are going through that moronic correlation between video games and violence in real world, which is utterly ridiculous. And that's what those Christian politicians try to push, which is bollocks. I've played the most violent games possible. I've played Manhunt. I've played what's that? I played Postal 1 and 2. I've played Fallout 1 and 2 while you could kill kids before they removed that. Played all GTAs. And I've realized it's a video game. If you fail at that, then you failed at being a human being. If you fail at recognizing that it's a video game, it's not the real world, and that there are consequences in the real world, then that's a failure of parents, failure of the education system, and failure of the individual. That's failure on all fronts if people can't discern the difference between a video game and real life. And I had a bad way of, I wasn't really parented that well. I was parented by grandparents who had no idea what I'm playing and and how they would even approach it. They were so far removed from video games. They could do nothing in that regard. So if that's what you're going for, it's admirable, but it's also wrong. Because you are trying to, that's not the source. The source of the problem is way deeper than just looking at the video game and that the video game is at fault. And by the way, my point is that I never got violent in my life. And I'm a person who did a lot of combat sports, which is actually good because that kind of balances you out a little bit mentally. Never got in a fight, never attacked anyone, always protected people if I could, always tried to remove people from fights in a way that try to end things peacefully because I know the consequences. Of course, you can always find example on the other side, people who played games, who had some combat sports experience and then went out and tried to fight everyone. That's usually what kids do because whenever someone is capable of doing something like that, they want to show themselves, kind of to raise their reputation, which goes back to the ego and to other things that are also not related to video games. So the fact that you can kill innocents, why would that matter? I don't understand why that matters in any sense of the word. It's just an immersion thing that you can do. And there are consequences, as we established. It's just a different consequence than in other games, where you need to quick save or quick load if you do something nasty, and then the whole town attacks you, or does something else. Killing some NPCs in Divinity Original Sin locks you out of certain rewards or story. Excellent. That's good. That's a good consequence. It's a cheap violence game that GTA is anything but a cheap game. I would completely disagree with any statement that GTA is a cheap game. GTA is a game that, look at the consequences of the main characters at the end of GTA 5, and how it played out with different endings. Look at the consequences of their actions. Now, is it a perfect game? No. Gameplay could be better and so on, but it's so simple and yet effective that it works quite nicely. And really, with all the details, all the things you can do. You can go to arcades, you can fucking bench, you can make your character bulkier. I mean, you can make your character fat, for example, if you eat too much. All those things are such cool additions that you can immerse yourself into the world better. If you want to be a cunt and attack things, why not attack things in a video game? Much better option than attacking much better option than attacking people in real life, right? If you come angry from a job, if you come angry because someone pissed you off at school, you pull up GTA, kill 10,000 people, and you're fine. Excellent. You're exhausted by that. You're mentally exhausted, so you won't have that urge in any way or shape or form anymore. You're gonna feel better about yourself because you haven't hurt anyone. It's also an important distinction. Ah shit, are you kidding me? Alright, at least it was an instant kill, so that's an improvement. Haha, that's your tracking for you. Though now that I've tested some things out, I think the tracking is better in the full version than it was in the demo. I think they've reduced it a little bit so that you can actually use movement sometimes to get out of the way. Depends on the enemy still. So I'm a bit wrong in terms of saying that it's the same. It's not the same. It's a little bit better. Overall combat feels better. But in some fights, especially nastier fights, that tracking really gets annoying. And it's emphasized a lot more. Let's try the... I don't know how this works. What the fuck? So we can do some damage? This is interesting. We can do damage, but I don't know how to get confusion. I guess we gotta play the goddamn thing. I need to find some enemies that are not spawning just like this, because they're spawning way too fast from that stone, from that shell. So I can't really use it effectively. Oh, that was a nice swing. Oh, really nice. What the fuck is going on? What are you doing? Why did I sit down? Oh, come on. There's nothing worse to see in a game than mid-air tracking. I swear, that's the most immersion breaking thing that personally for me, when they do that shit. Oh, you went through war. Ah, okay. That's a different story. So you have a subjective disdain for that. That's all good. I wasn't in war. I mean, I lived through one war, but I was a kid. I didn't participate in it. But you're thinking of it as a from your perspective, it's a realistic thing. You know, because you can associate emotions to it. That's different. I understand you. I absolutely understand where you're coming from now. I didn't experience, I don't know, killings. I haven't seen killings in Yugoslavian war. So, but I've been through the horror of it. I mean, of the horror of war. I just didn't see anything, and that's fine. That's how it should be for kids. That's where you don't want kids to see violence. That's the kind of violence you don't want. GTA, realistically, doesn't really matter. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, there we go. We confused the bastard. Okay. That's it. Wow, that's shit. I like the idea, but you really gotta use it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, I did have a hard life, but not because of that war. I didn't lose anyone in the war, and as far as I know, so that's not the reason why. For example, a Christianist has a hard life. Dude is stuck in a house or apartment, I don't know exactly, in the middle of Ukrainian-Russian war. That's hard.
Do you have it?
What the hell was that? Those were some nasty sound effects.
A man's heart holds his strength. The same is true of gods.
Yeah, that's true that you don't associate entertainment with real life, but sometimes when the experience was so impactful, sometimes you can't disassociate it, you know. So I understand it depends on the human being.
Keep searching. The Godling. I glimpsed him here in an omen of flesh.
I wouldn't call it a mental issue in any way, shape, or form. It just means that there is a strong emotional connection to the things experienced. For example, could be PTSD. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't want to go into that because I don't know nothing about it. So, for example, I had a discussion with my mate yesterday. His dog was put down by his father when he was away because it was in a bad. The dog she was in a bad shape, and to this day, he doesn't know if that was the right call. He knows that the dog was suffering, but he says even if the dog was suffering, could not have done it. I couldn't go and put my dog down. He still has mental, emotional issues because of it. He says he cries every night. Me, on the other hand, when my dog was in a bad shape, suffering, well, which was 10 days ago, I was all right with putting it down. I was absolutely, because I don't want anyone to suffer. I just don't want anyone to suffer, and I know what that's like from my personal experience, and I don't want that. So I have a completely different approach to that situation, and that's the biggest thing for me. I just don't want my dog to suffer, and if I see my dog suffering, I will put it down. Simple as that. He can't think like that. He just can't. His emotions are much stronger in that regard. Not that he loves his dog more or anything like that, but his interpretation of the situation is different, because he says he couldn't have done it if his father didn't do it, so he would let the dog be, and maybe it would be a good thing for the dog, maybe it wouldn't. Who knows? That's same thing as looking at the entertainment, not same but similar in how you look at things. But just it's an interesting thing that I had that experience yesterday talking with him.
You're no godling.
But he didn't call anyone a retard.
What happened here?
He just says he doesn't understand why someone would find that acceptable. You know, that such violence, such pure violence, unregulated violence would be alright with someone. But that's because a lot of people can't associate with it. I haven't seen much violence in my life. I've avoided it as much as possible because I also know if I have to do something, I have that trigger in my mind that if something happens, I won't be able to stop. And I know I have enough knowledge to do really a lot of damage. So I'm trying to always put myself out of that situation to never happen.
Don't run when I put you down.
It just depends how you look at things, and I'll do everything in my power to never get to that point. And others won't. Others will see it differently. See, sometimes you gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta slap someone. Sometimes you gotta punch someone, and I agree with that. I just know myself that I don't know if I'll be able to stop, and that's the problem.
The godling isn't here.
Then the child's heart will have to do. Don't. You would defy me.
Well, maybe he meant that if you only play those games for pure violence, to do to innocents.
You seek the
Which I also don't agree with. I don't agree with that assessment. I think that's too much of a blanket statement. But as I said, some people just like those types of games because they're infuriated with their personal lives. Oh, nice. And they don't want to they want to release the steam that way, which to me is perfectly acceptable. And imagine your boss, and imagine your ex or whatever that just did bad things to you, and yeah, have some fun. Why not? No one hurts. No one is hurting that way. It's a video game after all. Switch to Gragu. Gragu charges devastating punch that makes the victim to heavy stagger. The longer the charge, the higher the damage dealt. Interesting. A revered heart used by Gragu to restore portion of health is possible to replenish its power by slaying foes. Ah, okay. Oh, damn, he looks cool. Oh, nice. I haven't seen how shells look, so this is my first experience with them. Video games are truly a medium, an artistic medium that can be interpreted in many ways. Wait, so this guy doesn't have normal healing. God damn, that's a cool looking shell. I also have his weapon. I think. Yeah. Still to explore this whole area a little bit more. I don't think I've done a good job at exploring. So far, Mortal Shell 2 hasn't made a wrong step in terms of the in terms of the art style. I can't name one thing that I was kind of about how things look and the level of detail and so on. Gotta go to the beacon. Yeah. We gotta see what his specials are. How he functions. For example, I can give you my what I like in games. I love blood and gore in games. I absolutely despise to see it in movie or in real life. I can't stand it in movies or real life. I can't stand guts, chopped bodies and whatnot. But in a video game, I love it. It just isn't as realistic. It has that good distinction between realism and not. And to me, that's perfect medium for blood and gore. And I'm just saying that's for me. That doesn't mean that if you like it differently, that whatever. No, everyone likes it the way they like it. As one of the serial killers said, I think it was Coed Killer, he said, butchering people is hard work. It does take over your entire life. You don't have time for any other hobbies. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, damn, he looks so cool. I love that they are using ordinary shell. Okay, Proxima is a little bit out there, but she still looks awesome. And she fits the art style. Look at Haros. Haros, to me, looks perfect. It's the basic look, nothing special, but he looks so goddamn good to me. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I gotta go to the mother. Not that mother, to that, whatever she is, Shellkeeper's Vault. Let's see the story of Gragu, the Insatiable.
Hark, my children. Open your hearts. For I am the way and the truth. Through me lies the divine. I was once like you. Lost. Searching for purpose. Until I allowed the sacred passenger inside. Let me show you. You there. Yes, you, the tall, grim fellow. Allow me to bless you.
You touch me, you die.
Now. I know what you hunger for. Why you're so empty.
Bullshit.
You seek the
Well, Jack the Ripper would disagree. It depends on the serial killer. Maybe you're right. Maybe the pattern is mostly for them to kill the... Oh, nice. For them to kill the familiar people. Ah, modern you mean. Ah, okay.
He's no holy man. Just another liar.
The problem, I wouldn't say any time that the problem is in a video game. I would say that the problem is in people that when it comes to killings and so on, video games have nothing to do with it. It's just bollocks. But the problem is that people have lost that that how would I put it? Border between the realism and the fictional. Question is why? That's the more important question. Why is that the case? Why are there so many sociopaths today?
What is that?
Well, the thing is, you'll find a lot of sociopaths who are quite smart, but question is why. Not that I even pretend like I know the answer. I'm just thinking out loud. Take off my shirt. I'm naked enough, mate, with this bollocks that I have on. It's just too hot. It's too hot in Croatia, and I'm not gonna stream anymore during the summer in
You're not real.
long sleeves. It's unbearable, even with the AC.
You're special.
And I'm not in that great of shape, mate. I can't train
Not a man.
with heavy load because of my fucked everything. Because of my fucked body. Broken, invalid, handicapped body. Shell abilities. Alright. Refund all shells. Let's see. Staggering blow deals increased damage. Basic upgrade. Okay. Each kill replenishes revert heart by an additional 20%. We're gonna need that. I can already see that. Gragu has 50% blood curse mitigation. Who does the blood curse thing? I haven't really seen an enemy that does it. Maybe I've just missed it. Melee attacks deal increased damage. Revered heart restores 15 additional health. Okay. Hey, Dragnov. As for the number of sociopaths, I'd imagine the current mental conditioning is very much designed to breed that kind of mindset. I agree, because of the narcissism. It's narcissistic a little bit, right? Egotistical, narcissistic behavior that you don't care about anything or anyone but just your insatiable urge to hurt something. Yeah, exactly. It's you are absolutely right. This is the breeding ground for sociopaths. Yeah, I'm enjoying the game, mate. Dragnov. A little bit pissed off, got a little bit emotional at the beginning because of all the tracking and bullshit damage that the enemies do. Yeah, 20% damage is not worth investment for me in this case. Can be used up to 4 times. That's huge. And okay, that's it. And the Western kids are raised with the center of the universe mindset, which falls apart later. Exactly. I agree with that. We give them too much. They don't appreciate anything. And I mean, it's not really their fault. You can't fault them because they are inexperienced. Although, look, I know nothing about raising kids. I don't have a kid, so. And I won't have a kid. Because I know that I do a bad job at it. Because I would be too emotional with the kid. I wouldn't be able to be rational. I don't know. It's a complex thing because it depends on each kid as well. Every kid is different, every human is different. So I really don't want to even attempt to offer something to someone, to some advice to raising a kid, because I don't know anything about it. So. I was raised in a weird way. I was financially fine, middle class. My sisters were raised in a poor household, as we got separated when my parents separated, and it was but I didn't have any parenting because of the grandparents. They gave me everything financially, but in terms of parenting, I had to do it all myself, learning, taking the best that I see in people, seeing the worst that I see in people, and seeing my same personality from the similar personality that I have from some of the members of the family, and then trying to work on it to improve myself. And I did a great job. Yeah, it's arrogant. I know it's not modest, but I know what I did. I know how much it took to change things. Just try to figure this out. So wounding stone does, yeah, it works. Okay. Guaranteed critical, gain 1 leech. Leech could be good with this setup. I didn't want to cause trouble. No, Kirats, come on, mate. You know we always talk. We don't have to agree or anything like that, but I just love that we always talk about stuff. Never be afraid to say your opinion on anything on this, on my streams. Free speech goes both ways, and it always will here.
Harbinger. I am.
I just can't. I don't want to control people what they say. That's never my intention and will never be. So if anyone is moderated in any way, that's not by me. That's by YouTube's default systems. I don't have any moderation on the channel. Alright, so now we have a new shell. Let's play around with it. And I agree with you, disliking Rockstar and GTA 6 with trailers being paywalled on Netflix. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah, they shit on players and still get billions in pre-orders. Yeah. 100%. Fuck them for that. That needs to be called out. Okay, let's move on. We have to explore that whole area near the One-Legged Wolf Tavern. I'll take my dog out so she doesn't piss in the house. 2 minutes. She's sleeping. Let's move. To be honest, I don't even know if I'm gonna play GTA 6. Hey Wheeler! Pozdrav, friend. Gotta have time to play that, and that's one thing I don't have. Sleep? What? Let's see. Move forward. Oh, I love that hilt attack. So cool. Ah, Citadel of Penance, I'm back there. How the hell did I get all the way over there? Holy fuck. Oh my god. Bear in mind, I don't know how to play with this guy yet. Oh! Nice. That was powerful. I was already here. I think I was also here in the previous stream. One of the... yeah, in the part 1. I think I got to this point. Very cool shell. But I'm in the wrong location. I don't want to be here. You know what? Leveling up isn't that easy in this game. It takes a little bit to level up. Oh, I know what this area is. Nasty area. Ne, jebem ti mater. Since I have enough to level up, I'm gonna play it safe and go back. Yeah, that's my regular thing as well. 5 hours. That's about it. Then I tend to sleep a little bit in the afternoon. Because you know, when you play video games, you kinda get tired. Wait, that's the heal he gets. Well, that's shite. And we found the dungeon. That's something to note. Yeah, this heal is shite. So basically, I can't get at low health. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to use this thing to heal. Use this thing multiple times to heal, even remotely. Oh, I love the sleep when I can get it. Especially the last couple of weeks with my dog, it's been quite difficult to get some sleep. Gotta get up a couple times a night during the night and do the thing, get her out and so on. So depends. If it's a consistent sleep without break points, then it's awesome. If it's not, then you're constantly tired, and I'm constantly tired. Very annoying. Knowing that you have to sleep. Yeah, yeah, that I can get behind, yeah. Staggering costs 30% less resolve, or what should we do? Staggering blow deals... Staggering blows seems quite powerful. But this is the thing I want. So we're gonna refund all. Yeah, this seems much more viable. There we go. This is the ideal build. Dog is up 2 minutes. I usually have end of the world dreams. Well, I had a lot of them before, but not anymore. Sometimes my nightmare, I have a reoccurring nightmare that's connected to the real life experience, and that's when I had the last exam at the university, and if I failed that exam at that time, I would flunk the university. I would have been thrown out because I've used all my chances. But if I finish it, if I successfully finish it, then I'm done with university. I got my diploma and whatnot. And it was such a stressful time that I still sometimes every couple of months have that dream, and then I wake up, oh god, I gotta learn, I'm gonna fucking flunk university. I graduated 20 years ago and you still have, yeah, I mean, you get it then. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I feel really weird when I talk to people about that. Some of them look at me like I'm crazy. But it was such a trauma for me, and especially because I never did anything with that diploma. So in the end, it wouldn't matter at all. But you know, when my grandparents, when my grandpa paid all of it, all those years that I basically last 2 years I was starting up a YouTube business last year of the university. I basically played a lot of video games and went to gym a lot. That's what I did in the university. I was horrible there. I never knew what the fuck they wanted. I mean, the electrotechnic, I don't know how you say that. Electronics. Now, how do you say in English? Electrical engineering, yeah. And I didn't have base for it. I didn't have basic knowledge for it because I went to a broad general knowledge high school. So it wasn't focused on that. And as such, when I got to university, I didn't know anything. I didn't understand what the fuck they were on about. Some diagrams, some fucking current going somewhere somehow. And I never learned any of that. But I did know other stuff. I learned other things in university. I have to do some other stuff. But when it comes to basics of the currents, none of it. I still don't know anything about it. Last night I survived werewolves attacks that came from Yarun. It's almost suffocating. Yeah, you're right. It's almost suffocating. Don't ask. Well, Yarun can be scary, not because of the werewolves, but because of the drunkards. And Yarun is a lake in Zagreb. Yeah, can't dodge left, right, can't do anything. So, alright, let's just take the hit. Lake in Zagreb that's very famous for a lot of clubs. That it used to be a lot of clubs where you would go out, for fuck's sake. So there was a lot of shit show there. Oh yeah, now the heal is much better. Yeah, that's fine. I love the feel of this axe. Weapons are done so nicely in this game. Everything is felt. It's so heavy, this axe, when you're wielding it. Like a Great Martyr's blade, in a sense. It just feels really good. Sounds like you're giving Blood of the Dawnwalker writer some ideas here. Well, they all have to get ideas somewhere, right? Oh man, I use ChatGPT to create cartoons for kids, and it's always the same story that they come up with. Oh, it's the Mr. Slidey slide. Okay. Nice. Starting to dig this staggering blow. Though I have to say that Gragu and Proxima don't feel that much different. He's got that staggering blow, which covers a lot of distance, but she's got that hook that covers a lot more distance and gives the lightning debuff. So it's different, don't get me wrong, and I like both of it. And staggering blow puts enemies on their arse, which is also highly satisfying. So there's a lot of difference, but also they kinda feel similar. And there's a different mechanic of the healing, so that's a good addition to make it different. Yeah, maybe I'm full of shit. It's not that similar. It's just that they're both heavier. Maybe that's why I'm having some similarity concerns, but it's not. It really isn't. Don't listen to me in this case. Yeah, X-Pummel is... Ooh. I'm 50 and I still sometimes dream I'm late for school. What the hell did that school do to us? Hey, Likio. Yeah, it's fantastic. Loving the game so far. Few issues like lots of tracking and some insane damage numbers from the enemies, but outside of that it's incredible. That just shows how much more stress absorbent we were as children, and it truly leaves a mark. Good point. Yeah, we do experience because as a child you're more emotional, and everything that is experienced is more emphasized due to those emotions, which is normal. Wait, there's a tech cancel with... Oh, that's new. There's a tech cancel with an X. There's not one with Martyr's Blade, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's not one. Oh, that's a big difference. Yeah, you get more options as an adult, but there's also a lot bigger differences in terms of how you process emotions. As an adult, you have more experience with emotions, and the more experience in a broader sense. You experienced a lot more. So that means it won't affect you as much. As a kid, every new experience is like a new world. That's the magic of being a child. Yeah. Yeah, it is terrifying how dissociated we become with some things. But that's important. Imagine if we were emotional as children. Some people are, even as adults. But imagine if we were emotional as children, how fucked up the world would be. Look at those screamers and yellers, these modern fascists that call themselves anti-fascists. Look at them. They act like children a lot of the times that you see on screen. But that's the screen. That's not the realistic perception of the society of today. But it's still, you see them having emotional control of a toddler. Look at Karens. How Karen has become popular. Such a personality. That's just a toddler not being able to process things because the world needs to revolve around them. And they can't control the emotions. They simply don't have that capability, which is a sad thing. Yeah, I oppose every ideology. Fuck it all. But let's not go there. This time I talked about it a lot. I'm surprised I wasn't banned from YouTube for shitting on everything in terms of ideologies and things like that. But it's all the same bullshit. Oh, a boss. Oh. Shit. Come on. Kill each other, as Bring Me the Horizon would say in Dehumanized. Sorry, I don't know still how to play Gragu properly, so gameplay is not gonna be much. What the fuck are you doing? Can you stop doing that sitting down bollocks? What's going on with that? I'm sick of it. I don't know what he did. I think that we play music by doing so, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna remove that weapon. It's cool, don't get me wrong, it's a cool concept. And I'm sure it's useful in a lot of ways. But at the moment I'll take Forgotten Crossbow or anything to that degree. Where did we go? Look at that beautiful tracking. Be there. Just like the doctor ordered. Jesus Christ. Wouldn't have too many views because a lot of people don't even know what tracking is, and that's fine. They don't need to. Just enjoy your games, and that's fine. I don't mind people not knowing stuff. Starting to like that attack a little bit too much. Alright, where's the boss? Yeah, he's there. Let's just run through and see what we can do. Fuck, missed it. Okay, that was a bad idea. Yeah, a very bad idea. See, that was a stupid move, and I expect a stupid result. Yeah, true. A little bit lazy. Yeah, you're right. But I don't mind that. I don't mind having special enemies that have different properties. Even though I don't know if this huge snail has a different property or not. But yeah, cramped space is a problem, especially considering with tracking and ads. When you add those three, it becomes a shit show. And it's gonna be a difficult fight to win. Because of it. No, not again. Stop pressing X to pick shit up. Fucking idiot. Yeah, pretty much Elden Ring. As I said, I don't mind it as much. Because there are so many interesting fights that you would want to play more without having to replay the game. Like in Elden Ring, for example, those knife, black knife, whatever those are, the name. I like those a lot, and I loved playing against them. So I didn't mind when they were put more times. But as a Christian is said, Elden Ring is a problem when you want to replay it. Unless you just want to go through it and just go through the main stuff. It can be a chore, unlike Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne. The big ass knife gets... you mean those assassins? Kinda. Yeah, kinda enjoyed playing with them because they had some defensive moves. Oh, Crucible Knights, yeah. Oh my god, those were not a good design. Especially not for the early game. But they shouldn't be fought during the early game anyway, so... Jebem ti materu, pičku. I ovaj instant jebeni... fucking 2-frame jump over the screen, tracking as fuck. Oh, and now the weapon bugged. Awesome. My favorite was 2 Godskin Apostles fight. Oh, that was a good fight if I recall correctly, right? Or maybe not. I can't remember if it was a positive fight or a bad fight. It was a long time since I've played it. As you know, my memory is shite. Ah, lazily slept together. Ah, okay. Fat guy and skinny guy, yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? Where did you come from? Ornstein and Smaug. Oof. That was a much better version of Godskin Apostles fight. Alright, so I need to clear everyone. Obviously, that was a mistake. Not doing it before. Not gonna make the same mistake again. Ah, shit. What a nice little change that that has a huge difference in playstyle for veteran battle axe to have attack cancel. Oh, that convergence mode is really good. All right. There we go. That's the best way to open up a fight, one less enemy. Yeah, this was a lazy design. I don't know what they were thinking with this. This could have been a normal fight, not the boss fight. Because it didn't really do anything special in that regard. But we do get something special. Justiciar Stone. Obtain more coin. Okay. Or Justicar. How do you pronounce that? Alright, now this is the next part that we're gonna go. Justin's car. Nice. Good stuff. Really digging Gragu with the Veterans Battle Axe. so enjoyable to play. One of the things that bugs me in the game is Teal. Shadow Strike is really cool ability and I love using it. But the animation is utterly broken. I've never seen that attack connect once properly. Oh. Oh, I forgot to enter that one dungeon. Oh, yeah, can't forget that. It was somewhere around here, if I'm not mistaken. It runs perfect, and these are my options. Runs absolutely fantastic. No slowdowns of any kind. I'm even playing with Bloom and all of these things that I don't play with, and the game looks really good with that. I don't see that having much of an impact. 5070 Ti. I was already here and I've cleared most of this location. I don't know what to do here, how to enter this. I don't know what this is. I'm sure there's a secret way somehow. Oh? I could easily turn on hardware ray tracing. Would that improve how the game looks a lot? Or what does that do? I'm not that familiar with that stuff. Alright, let's turn it on. Let's see what happens. Yeah, 60 frame rate. I'm used to playing at 60 frames per second. Doesn't bother me really. Oh shit. That was a nice counter. Yeah, so now I've cleared this whole location pretty much. I don't know what else is here. I've been to this mark complete. I've been to this. I've been to this. Why isn't it marked complete automatically? I don't know why that's not the case. Oh, there's a path over there as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and then we go to Stones of Remember. That's the Stones of Remembrance. That's the whole location. Yeah, I've cleared that already. Well, that means I can go back to Citadel of Penance. Oh, my bad there. I just wish he wouldn't slide so nonchalantly across the floor when he's doing that attack. I wish they added some movement animations to it, like him charging, you know, running at the enemy. I think that would be much cooler. No. Shit. But Veterans Battle Axe, from what I've seen so far, might be the best weapon in the game because of that attack cancel. That's such a huge buff. Yeah, okay, this is the section where we already were. I've already cleared this whole area. Pretty much done with all of this, right? Let's go here. I don't know, maybe I missed something. I don't know if I was at this area in particular. Oh, is this how we enter? Ah, okay. So there are graves that we need to destroy in order to be able to enter the... Uh-huh. Alright, I might have to record that. Oh, piss off with the tracking. Oh yeah, these ranged enemies are so annoying in this game. They're specifically fucked. Oh no, great. Great. He's now over there where I can't even reach him. Fucking hell. Excellent. There's an interesting advantage when playing with Gragu. With Gragu, you get healing potions for using only the husk. And then you have his own healing mechanic that is separate from the healing potions. Which is quite powerful when you think about it. But the issue is, okay, I see what the issue is. I think, I'm not sure, but I have to check that. The issue is that he loses his healing potions when the shell is lost. So you gotta refill it, which is a bit of a problem. So I have to clear all the enemies and then gotta record where all the graves are, because I'll do a video about how to unlock those gates. I'm sure plenty videos of that have been done already, but I don't care. Oh, what is this? No. Okay, let's start. I don't see any enemies anymore, so we can do it freely. Same thing, Reaper Finn, as you said. Same thing. Same problems, love everything else. The game is fantastic. Really, it is. Oh, there's no more graves that I can see. Yeah, but they've reduced tracking in the full game compared to the demo. It's better. It's better in some ways because you can actually sometimes, it's not consistent what you can do, but at least you can avoid it to a degree. Depends also on the fight and the enemy. Some enemies are just ridiculous in terms of tracking and sliding, but the mid-air is by far the biggest immersion breaking thing, and that happens in a lot of games for some reason. I mean, you just gotta play the game for 1 hour, any game, and see that when someone jumps in mid-air and starts to turn around just to hit you in a heavy combat, that it just doesn't work. It just, something's off. You should notice that immediately. Ah, there we go. Okay. So that's how we get to the dungeon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo the graves. I don't know how many there were actually. I still have to do the early review. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I think I've played enough now that, I mean, I've cleared this section. I've cleared this section. I mean, I've cleared pretty much everything here. This is the last thing that I still have one more dungeon to clear, and that's it. And then I'm going to this section, and then Holy no, this is alright. This is the starting section. Yeah, there's a lot more, don't get me wrong. There's a lot more to clear. Now that I see. And the bullshit damage reaper in. That's another, for fuck's sake, lock on where? Up to the sky? So that I can't see anything. Damage done by enemies is also bullshit. Exactly. Absolutely. I had a boss fight with that lost child at the beginning of this stream, which is a second big boss. My god, mate. I did a no-hit run basically against that boss until it dropped to about 30% health. Then it hit me, I think twice in a row, something like that. Bam, done. Sorry, but that's just bollocks. I didn't intend to do no hit run. I don't do those types of things. I'm not good enough. And it doesn't really, it's not an incentive for me to try those types of things. Where was that? There was a dungeon here somewhere. Yeah, it's not good. Especially when you add tracking and sliding, yeah, like you've said, and then you get to fight multiple enemies at once, and then you try to get away from them to get some space and distance, which is then negated by the attack sliding and by tracking. So you have 3 or 4 enemies tracking directly at you like homing missiles when you try to get away. At that point you're fucked. There's no way you can. Harden can help you a little bit. Ah, that's where it is. Okay, got it. Yeah, a lot of don't understand when people talk about Sekiro how polished that game is around very limited gameplay. That's the big difference, the limited gameplay. They only have one weapon. That's it. And it's not an RPG, of course, so that also is important distinction. Yeah, that's what I say, parameter challenge. Even tracking is, I think the amount of tracking is done through parameters, I think. Well, everything is done through parameters, don't get me wrong. But I think that if you just reduce the percentage number or something with each frame, how it happens, that it would be much better. But I know it requires a lot of work, without a doubt. But it would be a better game. It would be a better game because there are enemies can counter you without it. And one thing you can do always to offset player's advantage when moving to the side is to slow the player's movement, so that when we do one step, it's not as effective step. You just slow it down a little bit. And then we need to really move in order to get out of the way. And you pretty much solved the problem. While retaining the realism. Because one of the bigger issues next to the attack tracking in games is the way player moves. Now, not every shell should move the same, of course. Teal should be the faster one. This guy is a barbaric brute. He should, in heavy armor, he should move slower. And that's how it should be. So you put that in practice. It's not going to take away from the game, it's going to add to the game. Because you already have relatively realistic animations, but movements are not as realistic due to all the sliding and things like that. Oh, for fuck's sake, was this a 90% hit? Yeah, these bastards are nasty. Ah, shit. Fuck, I forgot I didn't have the shell. Damn it. True, a bit too much damage, but that's also the problem of the game. They need to tweak those numbers, and it's still better than the demo. Oh, mate, the demo. If you got poisoned, you'd lose full health bar. Thankfully, they adjusted that because that was a horror show. Aha, okay. There's an arrow pointing. See, this guy is not sliding. Look at his legs, if you can. This is awesome. This is what they need to do. That's realistic movement. He's not sliding at all. He's actually using proper steps to get to his attack position. So it seems like they could fix a lot of the things in the end. They could. It just depends on the enemy type. As I said, with some enemies, I've seen that you could actually move and avoid some of the attacks now, which you couldn't in the demo. There's some enemies like the knight with spear slides a lot, and or the knight with halberd. Cool enemy, fantastic animations, but he slides a lot. Unlike this guy didn't slide once. He didn't do the sub-zero, and that's awesome. He was using movement to he was using many steps in order to get to me while swinging. That's awesome. That's what I want to see more. What's the chaos dungeon? Yeah, that is nonsensical about the damage. They need to tweak the damage. Chaos dungeon, which one is that? I mainly done the eastern part of the map. This part. Oh, hidden. Okay. Can I activate him now? Yeah, I get it. Can I activate him now? At this point, if I go there, can I activate him? Let's see the fight. If that's an option. I missed that completely. So where is that dungeon located? It's in that tower, but where specifically, in which area of the tower? If you can explain a little bit. Ah, fuck off! I hate this area. Specifically these jumpy arseholes. No, that was a panic move. Okay. Well, I think he fell. Alright, fine by me. In training area... Ah, okay, okay. Did you find it out by yourself or through a guide or something? I'm just gonna run past them, fuck it. Nice. Congrats, mate. I'm really bad at finding hidden stuff in games. I don't know why. It looked suspicious. Oh shit. Ah. Now that was a fair delay move. That's just my mistake there, my gameplay mistake. But that was a fair delay move. Why? Because it didn't have instant attack animation at the end. Yeah, in this game you kinda have to a little bit, because the main difficulty in this game is the progression difficulty. But the way they can two-shot you, the amount of damage that they can do, sometimes you just gotta run past them. I do like that there is a progression difficulty. I do like the idea behind it. I mean, it's traditional Soul stuff, don't get me wrong, but in this game it's they kinda take it up a notch. Ah, shit. Is this cunt? Sliding cunt, I call him. Okay, what did I... Aha, that's the reward. I was afraid that there was no reward in this one. Myriad Stone. Okay, what's that? Fire 3 projectiles per shot, each doing 60% of the original damage. Yup. I'll use that, thank you. Oh, maybe they do it in a... If it's done in a spread formation, then it won't be as good. Or maybe it will, you just gotta shoot it from close up. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck against many enemies at once, of course, which you'll be fighting frequently. So did you see this? For example, I love that there is an attack cancel. But as soon as I went to the side, look how fast the dodge animation is. How ridiculous it looks. There's the same problem that Lords of the Fallen have. The discrepancy in animations when it comes to realism compared to the attack animations and movement animations. When you compare those two, it's quite weird. And it all happens, of course, when you go to the side. Forward, backwards, it's not as bad. But side, the way he moved, and also because of that tracking, not because of because of the player's tracking on the target lock. That's because it fucks up. It can't go in one direction, but instead it goes around the target. That's why it breaks the animation when you go to the side, because like this it looks alright, no problem there. A little bit too fast, considering the armor and everything, and that we have an X on our back. I would like it to be slower, but then the less tracking would have to be also implemented in the game, because that's the only way it could work. Does that shell look like it likes to run? Good point. But this is a good good dodge animation for such a shell. Now look at this. Wow, okay. When I move... that actually makes sense a little bit now that I think about it. When I don't move, basically when you have to push from the stand position. I think I've noticed something, but let me see if I can confirm that. It's a slower animation when we do it from stand, but when you do it like... Ah, no, it's the same. It's the same. Never mind. I thought maybe it was slower, but no, it's just my imagination. Oh, for fuck's sake. You just can't take more than 2 hits from these cunts. Come on, slide. Let's see that beautiful slide. Alright, well, I'll take a break, stop the stream, and maybe... Well, I'll stream later. I'm gonna go eat something. I don't know, we'll see. And then I'll think I'll stream again tonight, continuing the progression. Anyway, thank you all for the great chat. Love that you guys are in the chat. Really makes stream a lot more enjoyable. Anyway, thank you all.